Greetings fellow Whovians and welcome to Timey Wimey Review. With the re-release of Season 19 of Classic Doctor Who now available on Blu-ray this week, I decided to review the 5th Doctor story, Earthshock, originally broadcast on BBC One of March 1982. I can't believe this 4-part adventure is nearly 40 years old. Just in case you don't know the plot, tensions are running high on board the TARDIS, with the Fifth Doctor and Adric arguing, with Adric wanting to return to his home planet in E-space. The TARDIS crew land on Earth in the near future in a cave. With the Fifth Doctor, Nyssa and Tegan going outside, they are soon captured by Lieutenant Scott, who accuses them of murder. These gruesome murders were in fact committed by androids who are protecting a hatch in the nearby cave, and it soon transpires that these androids belong to an old foe of the Doctor's, the Returning Cybermen. I would love to have been a Whovian when this episode was originally transmitted back in 1982, and credit has to go to John Nathan Turner for keeping this a secret, with having it all being studio-based filming and not inviting any of the fans to the filming of this show, even rejecting a Radio Times cover, which would have been huge publicity for Doctor Who at the time. Episode 1 of Earthshock is a really strong opening episode. You had all this tension building between the Doctor and Adric, the mystery of these murders from the archaeologists, and some really gruesome murders as well. You just saw like this black figure standing on top of just this insides of a human being. And then fast forward towards the end of it, and we had the androids attacking everyone. And then the big reveal of it's the Cybermen with the destroy them at once line, and then cue the credits. It was just brilliant from start to finish. Not just a return of the Cybermen, which is probably one of my favourite cliffhangers from the history of Doctor Who, but new looking Cybermen, the iconic classic look of the Cybermen. Again, probably one of my favourite designs from the history of Doctor Who in terms of Cybermen costumes. I liked that these Cybermen just look bigger, badder, meaner. I like the simplicities of adapting with the black handlebars to signify the cyber leader, as we've seen from previous stories. But I also like that you can see their mouthpieces as well. It just signifies that they're not just robots, that there is an organic sentient being inside this metal costume. Back to Earthshock, and there's a really good set of characters and actors in this 4th-part adventure. I really like Lieutenant Scott, this sort of shoot first, ask questions later, really authoritative. I like that he just kind of throws the Doctor around when he's accusing him of murdering the archaeologists. You know, the Doctor's sort of trying to be sort of light-hearted and in sort of like breaking the ice. Totally goes the wrong way, total wrong direction there, because Lieutenant Scott is taking none of his nonsense. I have to mention Beryl Reid as Captain Briggs in this story, who's in charge of the space cargo ship. Now, there's been quite a lot of debates with many Whovians about stunt casting in Doctor Who, when they get an actor or actress that wasn't quite suitable for the role that they're playing. I thought Beryl did a serviceable job here. She didn't bother me, really. I think it's going to be quite difficult to put someone else in that role, to be fair, because you had such a commanding, authoritative figure as Lieutenant Scott. To have someone equal to that would have probably made it very samey and just difficult for the actor or actress to do a serviceable job, where I think Beryl did a good job here. I liked her interpretation as the captain. She just wants to get that ship to Earth, not pay any extra fines, and don't lose her bonus. What was she carrying to have a hefty fine for not delivering it on time? I just like that she would just just wanted to get that ship, and I'm not losing my bonus for some miserable stowaways. I loved her performance. Again, let me know in the comments below about stunt casting and who you would have chosen to play Captain Briggs. However, the star of the show in Earthshock has to be David Banks as the cyber leader. He is my cyber leader. He did a great performance in Earthshock and in subsequent stories throughout the classic Doctor Who era. You can argue that Eric Saywood played a little bit loose in terms of the Cybermen's design, in the terms of them being a bit too emotional, but to counter argue with that, I feel that his interpretation of the Cybermen, they just draw on them emotions to exploit it to their advantage, and I think David Banks's performance here really shows that off. Every delivery of his lines are pitch perfect. I can't fault it at all. I even like that he gets his own catchphrase, really, Cyber Leader, in terms of excellent. I wonder how many times he actually says it throughout Earthshock. I don't know whether that was part of the script or they just kept adding more and more excellent lines in. I like the confrontation between the Cyber Leader and the Fifth Doctor in terms of what their values are in terms of emotions. The Cybermen sees them as a weakness. The Doctor doesn't agree, even though the Cybermen just totally exploit the affections, especially when the Cyber Leader kidnaps Tegan and just threatens her life for the Doctor to obey him. Incidental music written by Malcolm Clarke for Earthshock is definitely one to add into your Doctor Who collection. I love the Cybermen march, the sort of musical tension that's building up towards the end of episode 4 when the cargo ship is crashing into Earth. And I also like that he added in the signature Doctor Who theme when the cyber leader discovers the object of the TARDIS. I know that object. It's just so eerie. And again, the eeriness from episode 1 into that big build-up with the Cybermen reveal. Just a great incidental score throughout. Not only is Earthshock memorable for the return of the Cybermen, but spoiler alert, this is also memorable for the death of the Doctor's companion, Adric, played by Matthew Waterhouse. Now, nothing against Matthew Waterhouse, but Adric, it was not one of the most popular companions in Doctor Who history, but boy did he go out with a bang, literally. Throughout season 19 of classic Doctor Who, we did see a bit of an overcrowd of companions in the TARDIS, so someone had to go. We saw it again here in Earthshock, with Nyssa really taking a bit of a backseat when you compare it to what Tegan and Adric had to do. But as I said earlier, someone had to go, and it was going to be Adric. But what a way to go, really. Eric Saywood did a really good job of building up his character, with him arguing with the Doctor, helping the Doctor defuse a bomb on Earth, and then Adric staying on board the spaceship to try and crack the Cybermen's navigational codes using his mathematical geniuses, but ultimately he fails, and he just goes in a blaze of glory, quite literally. And yeah, we don't really see that many deaths in Doctor Who. We've had so many I kind of count them as fingers crossed deaths, like Clara and Bill and the Ponds. But this one is an iconic death, and I think Matthew Waterhouse should be proud. I'm going to give Earthshock a TARDIS rating of 8 out of 10. It's a perfect story for the Fifth Doctor's persona in terms of him trying his best, but ultimately not winning every time. There are plot holes in this story, but because the 4-part adventure goes along at such a quick pace, you just get swept away with the action and adventure, and you just just gets away with it, to be fair. Eric Saywood has done a great job at bringing back the Cybermen and putting in the shock factor in Earthshock. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts to Earthshock. Is it one of your favourite Cybermen stories? Next time on Timey Wimey Review, I will be reviewing the 9th Doctor episode, The End of the World. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. And as the good doctor once said, for some, small, beautiful things is what life is all about.